Hello, welcome to Scrap Time episode 596. My name is Christine and on today's episode I'm showing you some products from Studio Calico. Today I'm showing you a variety of products from Studio Calico and I am starting with the documentary paper collection. And this is a great collection if you're traveling. You've got your maps and arrows and cameras, planes. However, even if you aren't traveling, there's a lot of great papers here that you could still use. The papers are double-sided. And I love that little scooter print, as well as the graphic hexagons. There is also an alphabet sheet, and I love that you get two completely different fonts with the alphabet sheet, as well as there's a sticker sheet with journal tags and other elements you can add to your projects. Here we have the elementary collection. There are 6 double-sided papers. Both sides of the papers are shown here. And although this is perfect for any school photos you may have to scrapbook, the papers are pretty universal that could be used for many different subjects. And there are 2 die-cut sheets in the elementary collection as well. Hot off the presses, we have State Fair. This is one of their brand new collections. This collection is a lot of fun with all the different numbers and the doily little banners. And the great paper with the roller coaster and Ferris wheel. A lot of fun. The papers are double-sided. I love the stripe sheet and all the little designs within the stripes. And I love that print with the and symbol, how it looks like they've just stamped it over and over again with some paint. And as well, this collection has a die-cut sheet that looks like this. And another new collection is Countryside. This is one of my favorite collections. All the little small touches. I love this print here with like the forest trees and how they've added the little hearts onto the trees as if you've carved them in with your knife. And the birds and those flowers, the colors. Just overall, I really think this is a fabulous collection. Once again, the papers are double-sided. And on the back, we have some great floral prints. And that cow print is really funny as well. And for this collection, there is a double-sided, or not a double-sided, but a die-cut sheet. And I love how they've added the wood grain onto this sheet. They also have some great rub-ons, including these hot air balloons and the cameras. And the rub-ons are available in a couple different colors. And then these journaling tags here are great, especially if you're doing a mini book. You could add them as a page, and you get a great element, graphic picture. And then on the back is a nice size sheet to do some journaling on. They have also introduced some die-cut real wood veneers. And here we have an alphabet, some frames, and some stars. And a product I'm really excited about is the Mister Huey's Color Sprays. This is a handful of colors, and they seem to be bringing out more and more colors. So I can't wait to give these a try. So I'm going to start by talking a bit about the Mister Huey Mists. Here I have done some samples. I sprayed all the colors on a craft sheet, a black sheet, and a white sheet, just so you could sort of see what sort of color coverage you get. If you're used to using the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, the Mister Huey's is really nothing like them. For one, there's no glitter in them. And the second thing is they're a lot more pigmented, so you can get this really solid bursts of color. You can see here the white, how much that white stands out on the black. And then here it's a lot more matte, sort of chalk finish. So we're going to spray some to show you. Now the Calico Cream and the Calico White really need to be shooken to make sure the color is mixed up. You can hear there's a little ball in the bottle. And that's to help with your shaking. So I'm going to start with the Calico White, or the cream, sorry, on the white, just to show you. It has sort of that, obviously, cream look. So it's a nice way to age your papers of that. And as it dries, it blends right into the paper and gives you that aged look. So if you had a sheet of paper where you wanted to give it a bit of aging, the Calico White, or Calico Cream, sorry, is great for that. The other thing I want to show you, is I took my alphabet sheet and I punched out all the letters, And I just want to tell you though that I had to actually cut around them all. So this was a bit of a project, but once it was done, I now have this really great stencil to work with. So I'm going to show you with Schoolhouse. Give it a bit of a shake. The neat look you can get with this. I'm going to actually throw in some sunshine with it. Then maybe a burst of Applejack. And then now that I've put those colors down, now I'm going to put my Calico white over it. Just to see what it does as well. You can see how that white really stands up off from even the other colors. So you can use it on your black and dark papers, but you can also use it over color and that on white sheets. So you can see the white coming through, and you can see also how solid these colors are. A lot of the glimmer mist you might be used to using are a lot more sheer, and although they are translucent, it's a lot more solid final color you're going to be getting with the mists. And one final thing with the mists I'm going to show you is they have their wood veneers. Well, these can also be sprayed. Let's use a different color this time. I'll use some of the more brown colors. This is the warm Calico. This is the classic, put some classic over top. A little bit of dark. Now if I wanted the really punchy color, I would just let that sit, dry, use a heat gun, or you can also take a paper towel, take off some of the color, and it would still have a really nice stain to the veneer, like that. So that's a little bit about the Mister Huey mists and the wood veneer. So now I'm going to show you what I made using all these products. I started by making this mini book about our recent trip to LA when we were at CHA. And I decided to use a paper bag for the book. And what I did is I made little accordion folds in the side there. And then here I filled in each of the folds with a piece of ribbon. Here on the cover I used one of the rub-ons. I decided to use the letters just bare without anything on them, and then I used some stickers and traced around it. Here though I put some of the inks over the wood and then traced it. Underneath there I used the white with that alphabet stencil I just showed you, and I tore some strips of the paper. This is the documentary collection, and then just sort of drew a little border around the front. So here I use strips of the paper and then a piece for my journaling, and all the pages have some spray around the edges. Even this has some spray on it. I use some mist here too around the edges. You can see how much whiter that is to the upper side. I printed all my photos on my Canon selfie so I could get the sizes I wanted. Here I made a little pocket in the page and used the little tags to write journaling on them. I used some of the journaling stickers to add to the pages. And again, like there's some green mist on that page and some of the little orangey ones on that one. I used some of the darker mist there. Here I made a little fold, some of the red mists. I did black and white photos on this one because the lighting in the restaurant was really orangey. So instead of having all my pictures to be orange, I just made them black and white. There I did some more misting and then used some of the stickers here and across here as well as there for the journaling. And then again some journaling tags in a pocket. And here I'm putting a picture from the airport when we were leaving. But I just recently refound my camera. It had sort of been missing in action underneath a pile of stuff I brought back from CHA. So I'll finish it off with that one picture. And then on the back, I just sprayed the stencil again with the white. And that is my paper bag album. Then for elementary, I made a layout, and you can see here I used the mist to put my picture onto to form that little area. So even though the paper is a busy print, your eye still goes here because I blocked out that area. Then I cut out one of the little journaling from the sheet of paper for my journaling. I cut out this little measuring tape idea from one of the sheets and then just layered some of the paper on. And here I just pleated it and glued it down. Here's a layout using Countryside, again with the misting on the papers down here. I used the letters from Documentary. I cut out a couple of birds. And what I actually did on this sheet is I put a piece there, so I was able to mist the border. I found it was just too much blue, and I wanted a different color on the border of my sheet. So just by putting another piece of paper to mask it, I was able to get that nice edging around that sheet of paper. And you also notice that I used 5 photos on a layout, which is very unlike me. And even on this sheet too, I used some of the cream just to change the color of that sheet of paper. And this is the final layout using State Fair, I think it's called. And what I did is, these are the wood veneer chips pieces, and I used one of the really dark sprays and let it soak in, so I have some nice dark frames. And then the solid ones I just covered with some paper. I put mists around the side, and then I took the alphabet stencil I'd made and traced out the letters in the blue paper and cut them out by hand. And that is that layout. And those are the projects I made using all these fabulous Studio Calico products. Well, that's it for today's episode. Be sure to check out my website at www.scraptime.ca. And on our next episode, I'm showing you some new templates from the Crafters Workshop. So please join us. Thanks for watching Scrap Time.